Yeah, we're going live. Laura.
Hi.
Michelle, hi.
Hi.
So this is the 1 minute before we actually go really, really live, like legitimately live. So we just want to know who is on the call. Where are you coming in from? Please say hello over there in the chat. And always, always remember, you can ask us questions in the chat because we're not that fancy, and over the questions and answer area. That way, if you've got, we get lots of questions, which can happen, we can get them voted up so we know which ones how to orient ourselves. Crowdcast, am I right?
Fancy, love it.
So fancy. So who's here? Where are you calling in from? I'm in Toronto.
I'm in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Atlanta.
I have not been to Atlanta in years. We gotta
come visit.
Me neither. Right?
Have you not? We'll go. Can we all go?
Right. Yeah. Right?
Ooh,
Laura?
Let's see.
Emma says hi from Bath, England. Hello from Bath. Oh, I was there very briefly. My sister was at Teachers College in Exeter, and so we had a little junket day trip to Bath. And hello, Rochelle Fox from New York. Welcome. Yay, New York. This is the first June that I haven't been in New York in like 3 or 4 years.
Why?
I don't know. I was in Chicago last week instead. Remember last year? I saw you last year, Michelle?
Yes.
And the year before?
Yes.
I love New York.
I didn't put it together, though, that you come every year in June. Well, stop it. Get over here.
And Atlanta. Okay.
No, she's coming to Atlanta.
We're doing our travel plans on this call. So welcome, everybody, to In the Spotlight with Tanya Geisler, where I get to co-star with some of my very favorite people in the entire world. This week, I am speaking with my pal, Michelle Ward, and my pal, Laura Sims, who are quite the dynamic duo. And I want you all to know that these two brilliant lights are two of the brilliant lights that I turn to in my business. We meet, monthly. Quarterly, something like that?
No, we meet monthly, girl.
Oh, I missed the last month. Never mind. We meet frequently to discuss what's coming up and in our business. And these two know business launches like nobody's business, but it is their business. Hallelujah. So
it's our business to know that.
You know, like everybody's business.
Yeah, you're up in everybody's business. You are up in everybody's business. Like you two are
hilarious.
Like you got opinions. It's an amazing thing. It's what we're paying you for, what they're paying you for. Me, I just got to ride along. So welcome. We are going to be talking about business launching, and we're always going to be talking about the Impostor Complex because that's just how I roll. So if you're joining us from Facebook, please come on over to Crowdcast, follow the link. That's where we're going to be able to see your questions and answers because I can multitask like it's my job, but not when it comes to having these delicious conversations. So I'm not paying attention to what's happening on Facebook right now. So please join us over on Crowdcast. So my friends, Laura, Michelle, tell us first of all about business launching. Ricardo, bless him, bless my friend Ricardo, has already just right off the bat started with my number one question, which is, what is the number one reason people do not launch or start their business? And why does this question actually make me feel a tiny bit emotional, even as I just think about all the people that aren't?
Do you know why? Because the answer to that question is just a very broad answer, which is emotional shit. Emotional shit. They might convince themselves, no, it's money. No, it's time. No, it's my unsupportive partner, whatever. People don't know. People won't understand me. No, it's your own imposter complex that you are not enough. You don't have enough to offer. You're not adding anything new to the conversation. You're not different enough. You don't have enough experience. All of these things, sit in our brains, and the more they sit there, and we're working through the launch of a program, and we've had some applicants tell us that they've had this business idea in their head for 10 years, and they sit and they sit and they sit and they sit, and it's just the imposter complex. Like, no, this is why. No, this is why you can't do this. No, this is why you can't do this. And it's the emotional piece more than anything else.
And I think I mean, yes, there's definitely imposter complex. That's just like the same old tired stuff you tell yourself anytime you're going to do something big. But I think some of it is specifically rooted, like most people who want to start a business, at least that are talking to me and Michelle, they care so deeply about wanting to help people. And one of the big fears is, even though I really, really want to do this, what if I can't help people? Or what if I try to help people and I can't get them all the way there? And not only like, am I a fraud, right? And I feel bad about myself, but what if I let these other people down? And I think it's a good question to ask, because we never just want to like, I would be really weirded out by someone who just sailed into business guns blazing, no doubts, right? Yeah. Like something's a little off. Like we want you to be, we want you to have integrity and concern around delivering and helping people. But I want that question to propel someone towards excellence, not stop them from the pursuit of it. And I think that's the big difference between someone who's going to pursue a business and someone who's not. The doubts are there. Like the person who starts the business has the doubts.
Yeah.
They choose to engage it and find out how to tackle it, and they test things and they grow small and they get positive feedback and they get proof that they can make a difference. The people who won't even engage that question, those are the people that don't start the business.
Oh, I love that.
So good. So what you've done there is you've taken us from the pretty normal experience of self-doubt, which shows up on the precipice of anything new. And you've spoken into the way that what really defines the imposter complex is when we have a proven track record of excellence. Right. When we have successes that we want to discount, failures we want to amplify, but the successes that we want to discount. And that's when it really becomes, that's when we're aware that it's the imposter complex. And then the other piece here that you've just named is that, actual imposters don't feel like imposters. So there's this thing that happens, the people that we, I want to say this slightly differently. If you experience the imposter complex, then by definition, you have strong values of excellence, mastery, and integrity. Yeah. So for those people who, we are so busy looking around and going, but I wouldn't like, somebody who doesn't have integrity, they shouldn't be launching programs or something like that. That's not somebody who's experiencing the imposter complex. It's just like really fascinating sort of feedback loop. So with your people that are showing up to your work, they're in a place of, I've got this proven track record. I've been doing my due diligence. But does the world need what I have? How do you deal with that when that person shows up? Emotional again. Oh my God.
Yeah. That's just who you are though, Tanya. That's why you're our mama bear.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for Laura, but I find it being very, very rare that a client comes to me and says, this is what I want to do for my business. And usually for them, it's what I call an oh crap balls moment. They're not being like, let's do this for my business. I can't wait. It's going to be nothing but exciting. They're like, this is what I'm going to do for my business. What I'm going to do. Oh my God, could I really do this? And when that question comes up, am I enough? Do I have enough? I'm usually the one on board the, no, you're good train. I very rarely say, because I don't work with people that want to be accountants or lawyers or whatever usually, who aren't, certified as those things. But we look at what they've done in their personal life, and we look at classes that they've taken that may not have resulted in fancy degrees, but are, different, an 8-week course here, and I took a few credits in a college class here, and blah, I had one client recently. Oh, she's begrudgingly owning up to the fact that she is an artist and that's what she wants her business to be. And every time I kind of say something to her, like, do you see that you're an artist? And I made her make a timeline of like, I want you to make a timeline of your whole life of whatever you have done in your life that you think kind of associates you being an artist. And she included like the birth of her kids and moving around the world to different places with her husband and blah, blah, blah. And so she put this gorgeous thing that brought tears to my eyes when I read it. And I said to her, if this wasn't you, and I just showed this to you, would you say that this is an artist? And she went like this, yes. I was like, you hate that the answer is yes, because now she has to face the fact she's an artist. Normally, that's the case. The case.
So, Laura, do you remember that I collaborated with Michelle years ago on a program called Golden Ticket? I remember this so well. She's like, in your face! Right? Like, I used to love that so much. And she'd be like, ah! So good.
This is my tricky, my trick questions, where it's just like, I know, if you say no to this doesn't look like an artist, I'm calling you the hell out. Because
I really appreciate like that, the timeline. That's so interesting. It's so visual. I just have people like write it all out. That's not fun. The timeline, oh my goodness. But what is so, when I ask people to do something similar, when we talk about bolstering your authority thesis as one strategy for overcoming the imposter complex, oftentimes there's that, well, how does like the birth of my son relate to me calling myself an artist? So I'm curious to hear what you guys would have to say about that. But for me, I always say, it's about recognizing all the times you were on the precipice of something new and that you took action in spite of, like the moment you don't go into parenting being a parent. You don't go into managing other people having managed. The first time you had to manage somebody, you freaked out. So it's about reminding yourself all of those times that you've stood at this very precipice and took action, and then, discover that the party was on the other side of the resistance. So is that like, what would you say to somebody who's like, how does birth of child relate to launching this business? How does birth of child relate to the thing that I'm terrified to do, like call myself artist? What would you say, Laura?
I think, like you said, it's about being willing to take on the unknown and the result being better than you could ever imagine. Like, it's not that you go into childbirth and parenthood unafraid, it's a huge undertaking, no matter, I think like how many times you've done it or how the child comes into your life, or like it's big, so it's not so much about the context of, well, was I launching a business? Was I having a child? Was I traveling the world? It's that relationship with newness and like overcoming something and being part of creating something. And that's really powerful. Do you put it on your sales page? I don't know. Like if it relates to, if you think your clients will relate to it, yeah, but it's, I
like to birth big projects. Like, my baby was 11.5. Did you know my baby was 11.5? Yeah, I know. Right.
Wow.
All right. Wow. But I don't have that on my sales page. Back to you, Laura.
But, even if it's not something that like fits within the narrative of your offer that you're creating, it fits with your narrative of yourself, and I think like, I feel like, so I used to, Michelle and I both used to be actors, and I can think of so many projects I did or shows I was in or auditions I did that like context-wise have nothing to do with what I'm doing now. But I'm like, I did that. That was hard. And I showed up. And like the world didn't fall apart. And in fact, some people stood on their feet and clapped. Yeah. And that, like being able to pull that with me, like I always have that, And so everybody has things like that. Everybody has those things that like, they make you feel strong and they make you feel like not invulnerable, but like just really powerful. And you get to bring that with you to a new venture.
And this is what I have to add, because I agree with everything here. Not only are you getting your own kind of confidence boosted by thinking of different points in your life where you have been the most proud, and 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, you're thinking of the things that you thought were insurmountable, but you did it anyway. You came out the other side and there was, varying degrees of success there. But I also feel really strongly that when we bring it back to launching your business, it's not only like, I have had the emotional wherewithal to do something scary and hard before, and I will do it again. But if you're smart, you bring that into your business, you bring that into your branding, you bring that into your copy. You bring whatever energy you have or personality traits that you have. I always, my clients, I think most career coaches do this. We ask our clients, what do people thank you for? What do they compliment you on? What do you enjoy doing? And you take those things and you kind of think they're inconsequential because you're like, okay, my friends say that I'm enthusiastic. Who cares? No one's going to pay me money for that. But what's going to happen is that a smart business owner will say, you know what? Everyone comments how enthusiastic I am. I better make sure that's really evident on my website. I better make sure, especially for those of us in service-based businesses, I think the best thing I've ever done for my business is put myself on the page everywhere. Write all of my copy, use all the exclamation points that I want to use. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to turn my stupid landline ringer off. It's just spam all day. I apologize. But that was a lesson that I learned as an actor a little too late, that when I tossed out all the rules of what I was told in acting, which was like, wear this certain outfit that like is very plain, so it doesn't detract from your face or from your performance. And, go in, I was a musical theater performer, so it was all about singing, go in with the pretty song, blah, blah, blah. I finally went, I have to go in with how I get cast. And I get cast as the loud, funny, comedic role. Oh my God, it will not stop ringing. As the loud.
I really want your decks cleaned.
Really?
Yeah.
The loud, funny, comedic role. And I went, oh, all of a sudden I took headshots with like the Birth of Color headshots in a polka dotted dress, because screw the man, on a bright blue background, making like a fun kind of face. And I brought that into the audition. And all of a sudden, the energy of the room was different. People kind of leaned in, noticed me. I was getting more auditions. I was getting more callbacks. When I wouldn't get the part, I would get a call from a theater months later saying, you auditioned for us for this thing. You weren't right for that thing, but we remember you for this thing. So when I started my business, I went, I would be an idiot to not try to do that. And so that's what I think exercises like that and your personality traits and your personal experience all need to come into your business in order to build the type of business that you want, working with the people that you want to be working with. And that's where the gold is.
Absolutely. And I remember years ago, Michelle, you and I had a conversation about your brand of joy, like what I call joy, you actually call enthusiasm. And so that for me, like, I think actually understanding what that brand of joy is critical. To how you, like, it's your how in everything. So yes, it's going to be how you launch your business. It's going to be how you speak about your business. It's going to be how you do everything at your very best. That's your most aligned. Laura, you said something that I've been like, it's been ticking away back here. This piece and about people that are showing up in the work that you guys are doing are helpers, and how, oh boy, like how deeply connected that is to our hearts, right? And so there's this tension, of course, between wanting to help everybody, and then I'm making up that your people are also like, but that's just what I do. I just help people. How do I charge for that? Is that not right there one of the inhibiting factors when people are looking at launching their business, or am I just going ahead and making that up?
No, for women, for sure.
Yeah, that is one that we hear, is, but I just do that for my friends, and like, that's great. You can continue to do that for your friends, and like also it's so hard to see the value of these things that are just so inherent in who you are, kind of what Michelle was talking about. So, being able to take it, like have them envision taking it out of sitting and having coffee with your friend and doing that thing, or sitting in your sketch pad and doing that for a Christmas present for someone, and doing it for someone you don't know, putting it just in a different setting and giving you a slightly different relationship to the person you're doing it for or with, and helping them see the value in that, and understanding that if there's a monetary exchange, it doesn't diminish the transaction, right? Like sometimes it actually enhances it. Like I know we had a mutual friend, we'll say, who was interested in the program that Michelle and I do. And Michelle was like, oh, she can do it for free. And I was like, no, she can't. No, she can't, because she's been talking for several years about how she has this idea. And like, I'm happy to help her, but she's going to put the money on the line because I know it's going to make her.
She was Laura's good friend
on the line. And I think that, like, I think it would have been a disservice to give this person a free business plan because she's not on the hook. She has all the information, but she's not in it, you know? So like, if you can, sometimes people need to pay for things to not just, see the value in it, but to show up, especially if you're helping someone, if you're doing any kind of coaching, consulting, something where we're working on the makeup of a person. It's not just like, I'll create a logo for you. It's like, no, I actually have to change how I view myself in the world. Charging for it helps the other person actually make that change and that transformation.
And here's a beautiful circle. This is what I like to look at. Because unless you have a trust fund, don't have to worry about money, you're doing this for fun, great, do it for free all day long. But if you don't, if you're not, then you getting paid for your best work that is of service to other people in the way you help the universe the most allows you to do more of it. And if you don't get paid for that, you do less of your best work and what the world needs and wants from you. Yeah. If you do more of it and you get paid more for it, now I know, 9 years after I started this business, my business makes enough money that now if I have an acquaintance or someone I know that comes in and wants to coach with me, I could like discount it in a way that feels good for me. If I have a really good friend that wants to take a program and I just feel icky taking their money and like it doesn't make a difference to me that they're in the program, whatever, I'll be like, I'm gifting this to you. Come on in. And I love being able to do that. Sure. And that's because my business is giving me enough money that I don't need to be nickeling and diming and go, oh, I'm missing out on the few $100 or $1,000 or whatever this person's giving me. It was like, oh no, here's where I could give these gifts. And that's an amazing feeling.
Fantastic. So one step tiny bit further, how do you love somebody who says, I'm so happy with what I do. I'm so happy with I love the idea of this. Let's just say that. So we're pre-launch, I guess, in some way, shape, or pre-pivot, I guess. That could be the other thing, right? Or pre-second business. What about the person who says, not just I feel badly about taking money, but I'm not even just like, not because I want to be super generous. I'm actually doubting my abilities. I'm doubting that they're going to get the value out. I don't actually trust that they're going to get the value that I've placed on this.
Oh, okay. Here's why my finger's in the air.
What's the value?
100% of the time that I actually like break down with my clients, do you really think you can't deliver what we're talking about you delivering? They say like, no, I could do that. No, I feel like I could deliver that. Put together a package of like, client comes to you and wants these things. And you say, I'm going to deliver them to you in whatever length of time, or whatever the deliverables are. Do you think you could do that right now, tomorrow? I've never had a person say to me, no.
Right.
But here's what we have to do emotionally. We have to take the pressure off of ourselves to be an expert before we start. So I think one of the best things that I did when I started out and what I encourage my clients to do is not pretend that they've been doing this forever and to say, hi, I'm looking for beta clients or I'm looking for guinea pig clients. And you still own your expertise. You still say, I want to be a project management consultant. And while I haven't worked with clients one-on-one, I have worked with these Fortune 500 companies. Or, I want to be a personal shopper. Let me take you personal shopping for $50 for an afternoon. And, I've done this for myself for 10 years. Or my sister looked like baller for her bachelorette party because we did exactly this, for 2 hours. Like, you own why you could deliver it, but you're still honest in saying, my very first coaching client came to me because my husband opened his mouth at improv class that his girlfriend, who I was at the time, was taking life coaching certification in 2007. And she came up to me at the class show and was like, oh, you're Luke Wart's girlfriend. You're the life coach. I want to work with you. And I was like, no, you don't. I've only been in class for a few months and I don't know. Like, but what I said to her was,
I might wreck your life.
What I said to her was, I don't think I'll break you, but it just might be a really bumpy ride. And she's like, yep, I'm in it. No problem. And I went, okay. And I felt immediately, I didn't feel like the pressure's off. And of course, I still brought in all of my imposter complex, like scared nerves. I'm going to fail so hard on my face. But it was considerably less than like, I need to pretend that I've done this so many times before and I'm an expert and I can't do anything wrong. Oh my God, I can't even imagine what it would be off the charts if I put that pressure on myself.
Right. Guys, tell me what's going to happen on November 1st.
10 to 15 new businesses are going to launch through our 90-day business launch program. So we've got 10 people locked, ready to go. We're open to 5 more, but like it is written in the stars and on the calendar. November 1 launches for them.
90 days. So what do you do in 90 days? What do they do?
Yeah,
I want to launch
we
business
have done,
in 90 days.
We have done the heavy lifting. So basically what happens is they give us a massive business brief where they just like download everything they've been thinking about their business. And we ask a lot of, I think, challenging questions to get them to like commit some things to paper. And then once we've got that, Michelle and I work together for hours to create a custom launch plan specific to their business. Like, what is your business name? What is your mission? What are you all about? Who do you help? What's your first offering? How much should you charge? How should you market this thing? And then once we got all that, we break it out into monthly milestones. Month 1, you're doing this. Month 2, you're doing this. Wrapping it up in month 3. And then all the launchers will come together on August 1st, and we'll spend that time together, August 1st to November 1st. They'll just be acting on their plan. So they don't have to go research anything. They don't have to figure out who am I and what do I do and what is my URL. They're just like taking action on everything we've spelled out. And they still get access to us. So there's a Facebook group and there's coaching calls and stuff. So we don't disappear after we deliver their plans. But once they've got their plans, it's really go time, which is, that's what the magic is, because like we've erased all those question marks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they just get to be busy building.
Yeah.
Amazing. Like, absolutely. The idea, I just feel into the person who's about to do this. Like, it's this part, it's not autopilot so much as here is a path that is like bespoke to you.
Yeah.
That's really brilliant, guys. Like, really, really, really fantastic.
Thank you.
So you've done this a couple of times now. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about your own imposter complex. As you decided to collaborate together. First of all, collaboration can be a big old trigger for the imposter complex, or when you decided to launch this project together. So pick your lane.
Yeah.
How did it show up for you?
You know, I feel like it didn't really show up big for me at any point in this process. So like the first time Laura and I did this was last summer. So let's say last spring, we were on our mastermind call and we were talking, career coach to career coach. And I was just like, hey, as a coach, you want your clients to figure this out for themselves. But like, now that you've been doing this so long, can't you just kind of see where someone's going right at the beginning? You can kind of just see where it's just like, yeah, I can. And sometimes I just want to tell them what to do. And we're like, what if we join together and like tell people what to do? And I think because, and you said it so well earlier, because we've had years of experience in our business doing this for our clients, it was like, oh yeah, if we join forces, woo, like it's hard for the imposter complex to really show up big when you're like it's not just me. I get another brain and someone to brainstorm with and have resources and stuff with.
I will say, from when we launched this and from where we've launched it now, like this is our third time doing it, we have doubled the price every time. So like, I think starting out, we were very smart to start where we thought a price point that would be an easy yes. But if I knew what I knew now, I might've started at the price point we're at now, you know? So I think, I don't know if that's imposter complex, but definitely like we were thinking smaller than we're thinking now. But we went out and we got that proof, you know, like, oh, we can do that. Like, no, this really works well. We can do this for people. Let's get some feedback and tweak it and make it even better. Oh my gosh, these people are really launching. Not only are they launching, they're getting clients. She quit her job. They're getting like all this great stuff is happening. So as we're getting feedback from them about the value of it, we needed that feedback to understand how to better price it. So
Brilliant. Thank you. That's perfect, because I think that that speaks to the bolstering your authority thesis. That speaks to also there's something really powerful about working in collaboration with somebody else too, and that feels really clean, because I think that sometimes when we're really stuck in it, we might think I'll just partner up with somebody, but I really feel like it wasn't giving over power. It was actually just a joining of forces, and that's I think why it's been so wildly successful. 90daybusinesslaunch.com. So thank you so much for being here, you two, and your deep wisdom.
Went so fast.
I know, 30 minutes. What are you going to do? Next week, my friend Lena West. Do you guys know Lena West? Lena West is going to be joining me. She's got this process called CEO DNA. It is bonkers, brilliant. So that's who's going to be joining me next week in the Spotlight, next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Laura, Michelle, just huge, deep love for you and mad respect. And I'm so excited about this world and 15 baby businesses being born on November 1st by your strong and capable guiding hands. It's a beautiful thing.
And we just want to mention that registration is only open for this round until tomorrow, June 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern. So we do have plans to run it again before the end of the year, but we can't promise the price point will stay the same.
Yeah.
So, we just want to, if it sounds interesting to anyone, go quick. Go quick.
Awesome. Brilliant. Thank you, guys.
Yay.
Thank you all for being here, Michelle, Emma, Ricardo. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.